Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Happy, joy. It's bank holiday weekend. Yes, the 26th of August when this releases. And hello, welcome to episode 233 of the Atom Radio Best Bits of Breakfast podcast. And this is Mark Denholm from The Breakfast Show. And as I mentioned, it is a bank holiday weekend. Not one, not two, but 3 days off this weekend, which is all good. And for me, a whole week off to look forward to as well. But before we do that, let's share the best bits from the show this week, which include the rip-off that is ULEZ, the downside of working from home, good luck, unusual places to sleep, dressing up, old-timers, and another rip-off as well. This time we spoke about Petrol rip-off and fashion crimes and the fashion police on the way.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
6:14, morning then, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. ULEZ, the expansion. Morning to you if you live in Headley Close in Chessington, where you'll be charged just for leaving your cul-de-sac. It doesn't make your car any cleaner if you pay £12.50. It doesn't make your car any cleaner. It just makes Sadiq Khan a little bit richer because he's managed to run his London finances into the ground.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Today I want to know, what is the downside of working from home? I.e., like things like car parks and that sitting empty. What's the downside to people still working from home? And it's on air at atomradio.co.uk. If you want to get involved on any given day, you can just email that address today for the downside, if you please, to working from home. And morning, Julian, and happy Monday to you. And I hope your Monday commute is going okay today. Julian says that the downside to people working from home is, sadly, those that are still going to work appear to be the ones that don't know much about personal hygiene and get on the train and still manage to stink at 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, rather than those, perhaps, who are working from home. They're probably the clean ones that shower and use deodorant. And yeah, that would be very, very unpleasant, Julian. Very, very, very unpleasant. I'm with you on that one, 100%, Julian. Thank you for your email. Have a lush day.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
If you know someone is doing something today and it deserves luck, wish them luck. A recent study shows that wishing someone luck actually makes them do better. I don't know how, but apparently it does. I bet it's like when they give tablets that do nothing, placebo. But it's one of those, but it does. Apparently wishing someone luck makes them do better.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
If you are a gentleman looking to get yourself a lady, bear this in mind. A lady is more likely to give a stranger her phone number if he is holding a guitar. So therefore, hop out down the guitar shop first before you try and get a lady's number.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Top 5 Tuesday today, given that we are at Tuesday, seems an appropriate time to do Top 5 Tuesday. And a video has gone viral online, and this is from the Ibiza airport. It's been shared on TikTok by DJ John Summit. It was filmed on Sunday and shared across TikTok and has gone viral. And it shows all of the British passengers fast asleep in the airport terminal right outside the entrance to Burger King with their takeaway bag next to them, obviously having partied too hard over the weekend. Shall we find out the top 5 of the most unusual places that you have ever fallen asleep? At number 5, in a cafe waiting for lunch and they had to wake me up when they brought my food. At number 4, in the lunchroom at work with photos then circulating the next day. At number 3, on the train and ended up at the depot, had to be escorted off the train after being woken up by a cleaner and called a taxi home. At number 2, in a reception waiting for a job interview. And the most popular today, in my humble opinion, my granddad fell asleep at a friend's funeral. We had to wake him up just to make sure that he didn't need his own funeral.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday, and I hope that I find you well today. I hope you are ready to go for Hump Day. I have a question. And yesterday, I saw a very, very smartly dressed elderly gentleman yesterday, and he was literally just popping out for a pint of milk. That was it, just popping out for a pint of milk. And he had on a suit, waistcoat and tie and everything, and he'd literally just gone out to get a pint of milk. And I was just wondering, do you think that trend will continue? Because I think that, nowadays we have a more casual attitude to dress, and perhaps we don't, a lot of people don't even wear suits for work anymore now. because we have modernised. Do you reckon that will continue? And people will continue to wear suits when they get older, just to go out and get the paper or go out and get a pint of milk or whatever. I mean, this guy yesterday, he was impeccable. He really was. Shoes were all shiny, and he had on a lovely suit and a waistcoat and a tie, and it was beautifully knotted tie and everything. And I heard him saying to the guy in the shop, he said, "Oh, are you doing anything today?" And the guy said, "No, I've only come out for a pint of milk. We've run out." And he literally put on his suit just to go and get a pint of milk. And I thought, wow, he looks so impeccable. He really does. But you know what? I mean, I in the last 10 years, I could count on one hand the number of times that I've worn a tie. And I can't see it. I can't see when I get old that I'll be popping out to go and get myself a paper or a pint of milk or whatever in a suit. I can't see it. Suits just aren't me.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
A 63-year-old lady complains that people think she's too old to be a gym instructor. She counters that by saying, "I'm fitter than women half my age, and I've been teaching Zumba for over 30 years now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon." She says, at 8 p.m, after I finish my last class of the night, I don't feel tired. I'm raring to go again. Well, go on then. Go again. If you want, then you can. What I want to know today is, though, what do you think old people are probably too old to do? And Melanie, thank you so much for your email. And I don't know quite how to verbalise this without offending anyone, but I'll do the best that I can. Melanie says, surely old people are too old to have adult fun. And I get what you're saying. She says, I did once stay at my grandparents' house and I heard them having adult fun. And that made me think that old people are far too old to be having adult fun. Substitute that for another shorter word.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Atom Radio online, on mobile, on smart speaker. Morning, welcome to Thursday. You got Mark Denholm at breakfast. You know, today we're talking in your house, who is more likely to get listened to? Whether you've got kids or whether you've got a dog or whatever. Study shows that dogs do tend to listen to women more than men. Who's more likely to get listened to in your house, a man or a woman? Studies also show that women with higher IQs have a harder time finding a partner. Intelligent women would rather remain single than being with the wrong person.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Petrol prices yesterday hit record highs. The cost of petrol on average now stands at 150.1 a litre, while diesel is 152.41 a litre. When I started to drive, they sold petrol in gallons, but it transcribes to 35.7p a litre. That's quite a difference to what it is now, though, isn't it? And the motorist is just a cash cow for everybody to get rich from.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Morning to Gracie Sango. She visited the Jorge Town amusement park in the Philippines. And they came across a troop of monkeys. The girl, however, the girl then screamed. The monkey took the phone off the girl, flipped it round and videoed her reaction. Monkey see, monkey do. They're clever, aren't they, monkeys? They really, really are clever at that.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
With the bank holiday weekend coming up, it has been said that socks and sandals are in fashion. And if you are planning a beach getaway, Speedos, budgie smugglers are what you need. And I'm thinking, no, that cannot be right. Absolutely cannot be. You can't sit on a beach in budgie smugglers. No, it can't be right, can it? You know, like, I mean, there'll be families there. Can't do that. And socks and sandals, an absolute no on any count, I would say, in my humble opinion. Today, therefore, I'd like to know, as we head into bank holiday weekend, what is an absolute fashion no-no, yet people still seem to do it? Morning, Greg. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Greg, this is a Slough thing, this is. Greg says, any form of bedwear, slippers, dressing gowns, pyjamas, worn outdoors is an absolute no. Julian, morning to you. Julian says, skinny fit anything. Skinny fit jeans, skinny fit t-shirts are an absolute no when you're already skinny. Despite being called skinny fit, they should only be worn by people who are big enough to actually fill them. yeah, you've probably got a point there, if I'm honest. Skinny fit on a skinny person looks like a scarecrow.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Before we go any further, fashion is an individual thing. Yes, I know that. And one of my friends, who, I think she looks all right, but she always says, do you know what, I don't know the first thing about fashion and that, but she has her own style and she looks really, really good. But yeah, no. If you are going away for the bank holiday weekend, do not take budgie smugglers with you and don't think of socks and sandals. It's just not a good look, you know? Just trying to be helpful on a Friday morning I was, by highlighting some of the things that you shouldn't do in terms of fashion. Socks and sandals are an absolute no. Crocs are also an absolute no as well. And certainly budgie smugglers are an absolute no. Right, the show returns on Monday the 4th of September because I've got a week off now. So check it out if you can on the 4th of September on atomradio.co.uk, on TuneIn, Streamer and online radio box. The podcast, you can subscribe away happily and there will be another episode in 2 weeks' time because no show next week means no episode. Thank you for today and don't forget to subscribe.
Mark Denham.
At breakfast. Podcast.